Good morning, happy Easter. What better day is there for us in the KidZone slot to be talking about Jesus rising from the dead?
What are you afraid of? With me, it's heights. I really don't like tall ladders and looking down from high buildings. Ugh, not my thing at all. My sister, it's spiders. Not too bad with the tiny little ones, but the big ones in the bath, she really doesn't like them. Lots of people don't like big dogs, especially barky, fierce ones. What about the dark? You afraid of the dark? Lots of people are. Another thing that makes people frightened is the unknown. Not knowing what's going to happen next. Or maybe illness. Becoming ill, or somebody they know or love becoming ill. And the one that many people are afraid of is death. Jesus' friends were frightened. They didn't know what was going to happen next. Jesus, their best friend, was dead and buried. Would the soldiers come for them next? They didn't know what to do. On Friday, Jesus had been crucified, and then his dead body had been placed in a cave tomb, and a big stone rolled across the door. It was all over. Or was it? On Sunday morning, early, some women went to the tomb and found that something had happened. The stone had been moved and there was no body. An angel appeared and told them something amazing. Jesus was not dead. He'd come back to life. The woman ran to tell the others. Peter and John came to have a look for themselves. It seemed unbelievable. But then people actually started to see Jesus. Mary saw him in the garden. And later, he came to the house where several of his friends had gathered. It was true. Jesus was alive again.
When they put Jesus' body in the tomb, it looked as if death had beaten him. But when he came back to life, he destroyed death. Because Jesus has beaten death, we do not need to be afraid. So next we will show you this week's craft. And after that we'll finish with a poem by Steve Turner.
Our craft this week is to make an Easter garden. You can make this by getting a tray of some sort. I've got a garden one here. Could be a large plate or a foil tray. Then you need to fill it with some compost or possibly sand. On one side, I've made a little bit of a hill and I've put a stick that's shaped a little bit like a cross to remind us of Jesus dying on the cross. On the other side, I've used a yogurt pot to make a little cave tomb. You can see that the stone at the front has been rolled away, and inside there's a bit of empty cloth. Jesus isn't there, he's risen. Once you've done these, then you can decorate it with whatever you like. I've got some flowers and bits of green from the garden, but if you haven't got a garden, maybe you could use shells or pretty stones. Make it look nice, to remind you, Jesus died, but he's not dead anymore. Jesus is alive.
I woke in a place that was dark. The air was spicy and still. I was bandaged from head to foot. The morning that death was killed. I rose from a mattress of stone. I folded my clothes on the sill. I heard the door rolling open the morning that death was killed. I walked alone in the garden. The birds in the branches trilled. It felt like a new beginning the morning that death was killed. Mary, she came there to find me. Peter with wonder was filled, and John came running and jumping the morning that death was killed. My friends were lost in amazement. My father, I knew, was thrilled. Things were never the same again after the morning that death was killed.